Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another important topic of SVG, that is animation. So from this session, we are going to learn about the animation, like how to do animation on SVG, what are those common elements that we can use in order to perform some animation on a shapes. Okay. So by the end of this session, we will be able to understand what is set element, how we can use set element in order to perform some animation on a shape. But before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just mainly focusing on the set element, but prior to that you should know what is SVG, how to draw basic shapes like circle, rectangle or any other shape which you want to use. Clear? And don't worry, like these all things, all basic shapes and SVG related stuff we have already covered, so you just need a few minutes to go through the session and then you are good to go with this particular session. But I'll also try to cover up the things as much as I can do in this session only. Okay. Alright. So now look at the code. Here the code is very simple and straightforward. We have just one title in the header section. Then there are some comment line in the body and there is one heading which is HTML by Sharmit. So now what we will do here, we will put one more heading, and this heading will represent the main topic or today's session, which is animation in SVG. Animation in SVG, and here we will put what? We will put the element name, which is set element name. So set element in SVG. So this is our today's topic. If you want, you can write it with capital S. Alright, so we are ready with this thing. Now you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that animation in SVG and set element in SVG has been printed as a heading. Now what? Now we are going to talk about a set element. So let's learn what is set element is. Okay. So the set element sets the value of the attribute for a specified duration. To make it simple, just assume you have drawn one circle, okay, with a radius 25. Now what you want to do, you want to change its radius from 25 to 50, but at a specific seconds of time. That means you want to show the small circle to user for, let's say, 5 seconds or maybe 3 seconds. For those 3 seconds or 5 seconds, it should show the radius of 25. But the moment when 3 seconds are passed or maybe the 5 seconds are passed, at that time we will make the circle radius to 25, and that's how animation works. Here we will just show the circle with small radius, then we will enlarge it after a specific few seconds. Okay, so that's why it is mentioned that the set elements, the set element sets the value of an attribute for a specific duration. In this example, like now whatever example we are going to create, we will discuss how to implement this thing. Clear? Now some of you might be thinking, so is it only related to circle or attribute? No, not like this, because you can change any attribute value as per the requirement. For example, let's say if you want to create one rectangle, on that rectangle also if you want to change some attribute value for a specific time, after a specific time, so in that case you can utilize this thing, okay, the set element. Alright, so I think theoretical wise we are okay. So let's see some practical things so that the things would be more clear. So now what I will do, like here you can see we are using SVG multiple times, so let's include the SVG here. So I'll write here SVG. In SVG we will put the basic height and width. So let's put height here. Height would be 500 pixel. Then we will set width here. Width would be 1000 pixel. After that you can put style attribute for setting the border. Here we'll put border 5px solid black. Now you can simply save this thing and refresh your browser. So once you refresh your browser, you will see that one SVG has been added. And why we have added this border? Just to show you the area that is covered by the SVG. Okay, so I think now this is quite clear, like why we are using SVG, because we want to draw some shapes. On that shapes we wanted to learn some concept related to animation using set element. Clear? And border we have included just to show the area that is covered by that SVG. Perfect. Now it's time to do some practical thing in order to learn the set element. So for that reason, what we will do, we will take the same example of circle where I'll show you how to draw the circle with animation. So for that, firstly we will draw one circle here. Now those who have already watched these sessions, like how to draw a circle and all, they know how to do the things. But in case if you have not watched that session, you can simply watch it. But for now I'll just tell you the attribute that we are using here. So here for circle, first attribute we will use here is CX, and the value would be 50. Then we will put CY, the value would be 50. Then we will use R, which is important attribute, and radius would be 25. Perfect. Now we will fill this circle with some color. So let's apply fill, and the color would be red. Now you can simply save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that one small circle has been added on the screen. But let's say instead of here you want to show it somewhere middle. So let's change the X and Y value accordingly. So let's say I want to make it as 400, maybe 250. Okay, 250. And from here also, like we can go with 250. Let's keep it as 500, and here 250. Now you can save it and refresh the browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that circle is somewhere in the middle, right? Now what we wanted to do, and so far like we have not implemented any kind of element animation, right? We have just drawn our normal circle. Now we will understand the I think it would be good if we change this to 400, I guess. Not 400, let's make it 450. Yeah, or maybe 470. Perfect. Now it looks like a proper center. Similarly here we can make it as 240. I think it would become good. Yeah, okay, all right. So we have just drawn one normal circle. Now it's time to implement the. Now firstly let me explain your requirement again. So this is the small circle. Now what we want to do, that whenever users come to this area, it should show this is small circle, but only for 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, this circle should go to the 100 radius circle. Now how to implement this thing? So to implement this thing, we will simply use here set element. In this set element, and make sure to put the set element inside the circle opening and closing circle element, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so now with set we will put somewhere attribute here, like first attribute is attribute name, and here I'll put R. Then we will put 2 value would be 100. Then we will put begin, and in begin we will put 3 seconds. Now you can simply save it and refresh the browser. Just refresh your browser, wait for 3 seconds, and now the magic happened. That means your circle is now of radius 100 pixels. Okay, so this is how it works. Refresh the browser, wait for 3 seconds, and boom. I didn't click any kind of button or any kind of command. I just put everything on my set element. And if you want to reduce the time, you can make it as 1 second as well. Refresh it, wait for 1 second, and it is there. Likewise, if you want to reduce the size, yes you can. Let's say if I want to make it to 10 after 3 seconds, so I can save it for 10, wait, and now you can see it is reduced. Clear? So it works in both way. Now some of you might be thinking, like, is it only for radius? No, it is not. Here in case of CX, let's say if I want to change the value of CX, so from CX I want to make it to let's keep it like this. Okay, so here in CX I want to start it from 100. Okay, I'll wait let me save it correctly. Save, refresh, wait for 1 second. Now you can see it is coming in the 100th position of X. Okay, so this is how you can utilize set element for changing any value after specific seconds. In case if you are not providing this begin, what will happen? Let's see. Don't leave any doubt here. Okay, so now you can see it is by default here because we have not provided anything. So begin is for instructing like how many seconds we have to wait. Clear? Usually we go with 2 or 3 seconds, not more than that. Okay, so I think now it's clear that how we can use a set element to perform the animation on SVG, and it is also clear that yes, we can use it for any attribute. It doesn't matter if you are using it for radius or CX or CY or anything. Clear? So yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharma. See you in the next session.